Hello, Commanders. Welcome to the command table. I am Mathramar, and we're going to be taking you through battles 376 through 380 in the journey. So we are presently in the first map of Whispering Ruins. If you would be so kind, please do like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave those below. Alright, so let's have a look at 376. Okay, for this one, we have 3 groups of Faceless Knights, we have 2 Stormcallers, 4 Earth Elementals, 4 groups actually of Faceless Knights, and 2 Ember Fiends. So, a lot of melee, and then some pretty substantial ranged in there. I tried to initially take care of those 2 Stormcallers, but then after my first couple of attempts at this, I realized that those Stormcallers aren't really doing much. They only really hit one target once most of the other Thorn Guards die off, and that Valkyrie's able to keep it topped off. So I decided to switch my assassins down to these Ember Fiends because they do percentage-based damage, which is a bit more of a nuisance. So I've set them up in such a way that they'll spawn back here and they'll split to take care of those 2 Ember Fiends. I've got, I think, 3 Draining Spirits up here, and that's going to be very helpful for clearing through these Earth Elementals. The Catapult is going to do most of the rest of the heavy lifting from downtown. The Valkyrie, the closest thing, of course, the only thing really to heal, is the Thorn Guards, because the Assassins are going to be way the heck over here. So let's just go ahead and let it run, and you'll see how it plays out. Okay, there goes the Ember Fiends. Now the Assassins work through some of the Faceless Knights, but again, we're not terribly concerned about them. The Thorn Guard is immune to stun and physical forces. At least I think physical forces, but is at least immune to stun, which is the key element here. And the Valkyrie's far enough back to where nothing will aggro on top of it. The Catapult doesn't have such a terrible knockback that it's throwing stuff into that Valkyrie. And now we're in Frenzy, so those Draining Spirits and the Catapults have plenty of time. Everything had to walk way the heck over here and then up, so the Catapult was going to have it no matter what at that point. Okay, 377. Now this one I took some time on. This one took me a while. We have a Devourer, we have 5 groups of Plague Bearers, we have 3 groups of Plague Throwers, 4 Giant Toads, and 2 Blessed Bombbots. So, first time through this, I tried to take out the Bombbots with Assassins, and there was just a lot of ugly going on here, especially when you're trying to do this with an average of level 8 units. So finally resolved on this strategy, which is entirely based on delay. We're trying to get to the Frenzy mode. So this is going to be my point of gravity here, that all of this stuff is going to rush toward. They're going to come up to these 2 groups of Plague Bearers, and they're going to hit this Draining Spirit once they get there. So that's going to tag on to this entire army as it pulls into that little spot. Then I've upgraded a couple more Risen Warriors, so now I have 4 groups. And again, they're not super high level, you don't really need them to be, but they're all going to spawn right where those Plague Throwers are going to line up, because these ones are going to walk up in order to shoot at the Plague Bearers, but that's about where my Risen Warriors are going to spawn to take care of all those. Once those spawn, this whole group kind of pulls back and starts heading around and fighting through those all the way back up to the top. And then they have a long road to go through these entangling roots and get to these crystal spires and that cannoneer. Originally, I tried to do this with an Ember Fiend, but it just didn't work. The Plague Throwers would get Plague on her, and it was just not working for me. So this is a level 7 cannoneer. You won't be able to see that when it loads, but it is level 7. So nothing flashy there. We're just going to let it run here. Okay, again, everything's pulling to this point of gravity right here. Then we've got these coming through to clear up those Plague Throwers, because those are the biggest threat to the Cannoneer and the Crystal Spires. Now, a giant toad does take out a tower, but that's not a terrible deal. The towers are really more there to keep the cannoneer in place so that he's at that extremity of the map for the long road back. And now that we've hit frenzy, it's going to be very difficult for all these slow units to make any kind of difference on that cannoneer. And we got a crystal spire to back him up. So even if that devourer did manage to get to the cannoneer and take him out, the crystal spire would just nuke the crap out of it. All right, so yeah, that one was a bit of a beast, but we took it down. Okay, 378. Okay, for this one, again, we're doing a lot of this arm's length treatment where we have something way the heck out and then we put the Valkyries way back and they're able to heal it. And I don't think I have reach on these. I think I have the aim for the additional healing. So that should be a common power stone available even if you don't have reach. Okay, so looking over here, we've got 4 cannoneers, we've got 2 monster hunters, a whole lot of arcane blades. That's a lot of ugly melee that's going to ping pong through just about everything that you've got. So if you don't allow them to have something to jump to, then they're all just going to get stuck right here on these thorn guards ping ponging with these 2 draining spirits to kind of help burn everything down. Then I've got the 2 assassins. They're going to start working on the cannoneers. This one group has a clear shot at this one, but the other one I want to try and make sure that the arcane blades get by, and then they'll run up and start working on those cannoneers. All right, so it's kind of hard to focus on the 2 different things that happen. You may have to rewind and watch this twice. But yeah, there's the one thing that's going to go on here and the other thing that's going to go on right here with the assassins. So let's go ahead and let that play out. Okay, a whole lot of arcane blades. They take out 3 of the thorn guards, but then both Valkyries heal 1 thorn guard, and it goes very well. There's just a lot of assassins on those cannoneers, so it was not terribly difficult to grind through that either. All right, 379. Okay, for this one we have 4 Ember Fiends, we have 3 Earth Elementals, a Phoenix, and 2 Untamed Beasts. So I figured, why not let the Untamed Beasts do our work for us? They're going to run back to these Ember Fiends and kill them. So even if they don't, those Ember Fiends will come forward just a little bit and they'd, well, even if they don't right away, the Ember Fiends will just move forward and shoot at this Earth Elemental, which is immune to fire or burn. So the Untamed Beasts are going to have plenty of time to get those down. I'm not terribly concerned about this Earth Elemental for those Ember Fiends or the Phoenix. So that's why I picked that. I mean, the Molten Armor you can't heal with a Valkyrie, so the Earth Elemental is the logical choice. I've got the 2 Draining Spirits tagged on to take care of these Earth Elementals and the Untamed Beasts once they get through and work their way up. And that 1 Earth Elemental is just going to sit there tanking it and for almost the entire time. So pretty straightforward. The only thing you have to be cautious about is to make sure that these 2 units and your little group up here are not directly in front of the Untamed Beast. For whatever reason, if there's something directly in line, even if these Ember Fiends are closer to the Untamed Beast, if there's something in a direct line in front of it, it's going to run at it. So you have to leave empty space in front of the Untamed Beasts. Okay, let's let it go. Excuse me. Okay, so there goes the Ember Fiends. The Untamed Beast took care of them for me. Everything that's left is nature. Oh, and another point to notice is as the Earth Elemental walked forward, the Draining Spirits ended up behind it. But now with everything pushing it, they push it kind of through the Draining Spirits, and now they're more exposed as they push. All right, and now the Crystal Spires are in range. Anything that would break through would get caught in those entangling roots and get nuked. All right, one more. Let's do 380, and then we'll call it for this video. Okay, for this one, I just did a little squad down here. I've got a set of Dire Wolves, 4 Warhounds, a paladin, a drummer, and a barrier monk. And we're going to be just grinding through this whole mess. The only real range in this, we got the 2 Ember Fiends and then the Volcanus clone. They're going to be sending little fire blobs all the way over here, but the barrier monk, which may ultimately not be necessary, is going to absorb most of those. The main issue with the meteors is that it has kind of a splash where it'll knock your units around. So it's really nice to have the barrier monk to just negate that entire issue. The fire is mostly mitigated by the paladin, keeping everything healed, and then whatever little melee that the fire knights do is countered by the battle drummer. So we'll just let this one play through. Again, nothing super high. The highest level unit I think I have in that whole group is either 8 or 9. The paladin's only level 7. You could probably do it with an even lower paladin. So yeah, just gotta let it grind through, and good game. So there's another 5 levels for everybody. Hopefully you're able to replicate those and find some progress if you've gotten stuck. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Again, please do like and subscribe, and check out thecommandtable.com, where we have tutorials, we have raid strats, and in the near future we'll have some merch and a comic strip. So thanks for watching. We'll have more for you soon.